frequently asked, why didn't I start out at a law firm and go practice there for a year or two before starting my own practice? Or why trademark law? Because that's not an area of law that you care a lot about, so people ask me that question all the time. And I can't really tell my why, unless I tell a little bit about my parents' journey and specifically my mother's journey, because that has a lot to do with where I am today and why I do what I do. So, my mother, who I said is here today, she is a risk taker. She's a serial entrepreneur. She is an encourager. She is phenomenal. And she has opened up so many doors and opportunities for me. So in 2014, she actually took a huge leap of faith and left her six-figure 9-to-5 job to start a non-emergency medical transportation company to serve the handicapped community in Indianapolis. And I would say that one of her favorite quotes is, always be prepared for an opportunity, so when the opportunity comes, you don't have to get prepared. And that is definitely something that she lives by. And in 2014, it actually played in her favor, and not only her favor, but our entire family's favor and our community. So it was in 2014 where she actually received an unexpected call from our city's transportation department, and they asked her if she would come on board to provide and to manage the city's non-emergency medical transportation services. And of course, she jumped on the opportunity, which happened to be a seven-figure opportunity. And it opened up so many doors for our family and for so many people in our community. So I have to say that majority of our employees, I say our because I was her operations manager, but majority of the employees, they were our brothers and sisters who had, run-ins with the law. So they had tarnishments on their record, and they had challenges gaining employment that they could actually take pride in. So, welcome to America. Somehow we think it's a good idea to continue to punish people, well, after they paid their price, that's a conversation for another day. But it was from that opportunity where I realized the impact that entrepreneurship can have, not only on families, but on our communities in its entirety. So, we have to realize that the government is not coming to save us. We can't look to the government for reparations. We can't look to the government to save us from our plight. We have to save ourselves. And entrepreneurship is definitely an effective key of doing so, of creating opportunities, of uplifting our community and helping out our brothers and sisters. So that's one of the major reasons why I do what I do, is from that experience. But I mentioned to you all that my mother is a serial entrepreneur, so she also had a travel agency business. I say had, but she still does. And she focused on providing cultural tours for nonprofit organizations. So we would travel to places such as Memphis, New Orleans, DC, so many places that had rich historical history for African Americans. And it was on these trips where I was able to walk through the same plantations where our ancestors were held in bondage. It was on these trips where I learned about Benjamin Banneker, Elijah McCoy, Nearest Green, Madam C.J. Walker, all these innovators and entrepreneurial trailblazers. And it's like, we have contributed so much to this country, and so much has been taken from us, but we have never been compensated for our innovations, our creativity, our ingenuity, and it's these experiences together that's why I do what I do. So I am so passionate about helping creatives and small business owners to truly protect their business, their brand, and their legacy. So here we are today. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to get into it. Like I said, I do help business owners start up businesses and make sure that they have a solid legal foundation. But today we're going to be specifically talking about intellectual property with a focus on trademark, okay? Alrighty, so like I said, if you all have questions along the way, please just go ahead and stop me and ask me as we go, okay? Alright, so how many of you in the room are business owners? Okay, majority. Now, keep your hands up of you are also brand owners? Oh, not sure. Not sure. Okay. Yeah. Good question. All right. So we have some hesitancy going on there. All right. So we're going to get into it, and in just a few minutes, you're going to know whether or not you're a brand owner or not. Okay. But first, let's go ahead and we're going to dive into our first box on our sheet of paper. And we are going to talk about the 4 pillars of intellectual property. Okay, so how many of us have heard of the term intellectual property? We've heard of it. Do we know what it means, what it encompasses? That's your first time hearing it? That's fine. That's fine. Does anybody know what intellectual property really is? Yeah, yes. So those are both correct. Okay, but I'm just going to give you a really simple definition of what intellectual property, commonly referred to as IP, is. Okay? So it's just a fancy word for creations of the mind. Creations of the mind. So it's anything that you think up and you are able to put into tangible form. So you can see, touch, or feel. Okay? All right, so that can be a variety of things, which we will learn about here in a second. So that is what intellectual property is. It's creations of the mind, and it is built upon 4 pillars, okay? Those 4 pillars are copyright, patents, trade secrets,